Alex stopped. The smell hit him like a punch. It was fresh coffee, identical to what his grandmother brewed on Sunday mornings during his childhood in Boston, before everything changed. Seconds later, he was inside the coffee shop despite being late for an important meeting. He couldn't resist. The aroma had triggered something deep, automatic, and irresistible in his brain. A perfect mental trigger. "One extra strong coffee, please," he requested while checking his watch. 15 minutes late would mean trouble, but a greater force seemed to control his decisions at that moment. The barista smiled, familiar with that hypnotized look customers get when a specific scent captures them. Alex was watching the meticulous preparation of his drink when his phone vibrated insistently. Reality returned with 3 consecutive messages from his boss. The spell was broken, but the damage was already done. In the meeting room, he apologized quickly while everyone stared at him. His boss, Sarah, an expert in behavioral marketing, observed him with calculated curiosity and smiled slyly. "Interesting how you, of all people, fell into that trap," she commented during the break. "What trap?" asked Alex, confused. Sarah smiled more openly now. "We installed coffee aroma diffusers near the office as part of the new consumer behavior study. You perfectly demonstrated how sensory triggers can completely divert our planned route." Alex was stunned. He had fallen for a strategy he himself had helped develop theoretically. "Our brain is an association machine," Sarah explained to the assembled team. "A simple aroma, a specific color, or a musical sequence can activate powerful memories that influence our choices without us realizing it." Alex nodded thoughtfully. He knew this intellectually, of course. His work involved understanding these subtle mechanisms of influence, but experiencing the power of mental triggers firsthand was different. It was unsettling. That afternoon, walking back home, Alex began to notice triggers everywhere. The ambient music in the department store was carefully selected to increase customers' time spent browsing. The vibrant colors in storefronts drew attention to specific products. Even the arrangement of items in the supermarket followed an invisible logic of behavioral influence. He stopped, took a deep breath. The world around him now seemed like a complex web of triggers and programmed responses. At home, he sat down with a notepad and began mapping out his day's decisions. Which ones were genuinely his? Which were influenced by external triggers carefully positioned in his path? The line between autonomous choice and conditioned response seemed increasingly thin. The next morning, Alex woke up before his alarm went off. An idea had crystallized during his sleep. If we are constantly exposed to mental triggers, perhaps true freedom of choice begins with recognizing these invisible influences. At the office, he proposed a new project, Trigger Awareness, Empowering Consumers. Sarah raised her eyebrows, surprised. "I want to create an educational campaign that shows people how to identify mental triggers in their environment," Alex explained with renewed enthusiasm. "Not to completely neutralize them, because some are useful, but to bring these influences to the level of consciousness." Sarah reflected for a few moments that seemed eternal. "This is unexpected," she finally said. "We're in the business of creating efficient triggers, not exposing them." "Exactly," Alex replied. "And what would be the most powerful trigger of all? The feeling of autonomy and control people would have by understanding these mechanisms. We would gain genuine trust." A slow smile appeared on Sarah's face. She perfectly understood the reasoning. After all, even revealing mental triggers could ironically become an even more sophisticated mental trigger. Awareness was just the first step in an infinitely more complex game of influence and decision. Alex left the meeting satisfied, but with a disturbing question echoing in his mind. Now that he was aware of the triggers around him, were his decisions really freer, or had he merely replaced one level of influence with another, more subtle one? Only time would tell. For now, he consciously decided to have a coffee, not because some aroma attracted him, but because he genuinely wanted to savor it. At least that's what he chose to believe.